Global War 36 enthusiast here with Operation 20 Core, turn 11.5, Commonwealth. It is July 1941. The Commonwealth has 2 tech rolls. First I tried for anti-submarine warfare at a 7 or higher. PB generated a 5, so I failed. Second, I tried for long-range aircraft at an 8 or higher. PB generated an 8, so I succeeded and I complete that tech. Okay, purchases. Great Britain has 22 IPP to spend. I will upgrade 2 militia to infantry for 4. I'll get 4 militia for 8, that's 12. 1 colonial infantry for 4, that's 16. And 1 medium armor for 6, that's 22. FEC has 7 IPP to spend. I'll purchase 1 medium armor for 6 and save 1. ANZAC has 4 IPP to spend. I will purchase 2 militia for 4. Combat movement. Don't have that many combats this turn. Let's see. The first one here is this seaplane in Malta, or in Gibraltar, is going to fly 2 spaces here to M4, go on map, and try to take out the Italian coastal sub. Okay. It will land in Lower Egypt. Next, from Gibraltar, this air transport will pick up 1 airborne infantry and try to do an airborne assault on Malta. Paratroopers landing turn after turn. The Germans landed, now the British are going to try the same thing. Okay, from C-Zone M2, there is a carrier here with a fighter. It's going to fly 1, 2, hit Malta, and then fly back and land there. So 1 fighter will join. This medium bomber will fly 1, 2, 3, and hit Malta. So I'll have airborne, a fighter, and a medium bomber. And basically, I'm just hoping he doesn't get the 25% chance of killing my paratrooper. The medium bomber will land in Lower Egypt. Okay, that's everything for that Malta attack. These 2 subs will convoy raid the Italian line. Okay, and then the other third attack the third thing I'll be rolling for will be an attack on Cape Town. So from Lower Egypt, a fighter will take off, and it will fly 1 to I-5, 2 to I-4, 3 to I-3, 4 to I-1, 5 to hit Cape Town, and it will land on a light carrier that's going to move to I-1. Let's see. Then from I-5, there's a tactical that's here on this carrier. It will fly 1 to I-4, 2 to I-3, 3 to I-1, 4 to hit Cape Town, and then it will land on the carrier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay. And then I will have 2 light carriers. It's this fleet of ships minus a heavy cruiser and a destroyer. They will stay back. Heavy cruiser and destroyer will stay in I-5, but 2 light carriers, 1 tactical, or I guess the tacticals are already flown. 2 light carriers, 2 battleships, 4 heavy cruisers, 3 destroyers, and then the 3 British naval transports and the 1 ANZAC naval transport. That whole fleet will pick up the 5 infantry and the 2 marines from Nubia, and the 1 infantry, this fleet will move to I-4, and then pick up the 1 infantry from Aden, and then it'll move, that's 1 to I-4, 2 to I-3, 3 to I-1, and drop off 1 infantry in South Africa, and the rest, 5 infantry and Marine in Cape Town. So I'll be attacking Cape Town with 7 infantry, a fighter, and a tactical. Is that right? 7 infantry class units, 7 infantry class units, a fighter, and a tactical. And then I'll bombard with 2 battleships and 4 heavy cruisers. The other 2 things are walk-ons. From Cameroon, 1 British infantry will walk into Belgian Congo. That's 1 up for Britain. And this other one down here in South Africa was 2 up for Britain, 2 down for Italy. Why don't I do that while I'm all teed up there? So I have Britain going to 23, and I have Italy dropping to 14. Okay, and then the other walk-on is, no surprise, in Bengal, the FEC force will move into Burma. That consists of 2 British infantry, 2 Anzac infantry, 7 Gurkhas, 1 FEC artillery, 2 Anzac artillery, and 2 British anti-aircraft artillery. That all moves into Bengal. So FEC goes up 1 and Japan goes down 1. I have FEC at 9 and Japan is at 50, right tied with Germany. Okay, let's roll some dice. So I've got the 2 convoy raids in C Zone M2. I'm convoy raiding the Italian line. So red is the attacker, white is the defender, and I max out that line. So 1 off the Italians in M2. So I have Italy with 15 on the button. Let's see if the airborne stops me. All right, I've got 1 shot at 3 with my airborne in Malta. Miss, wish I'd rolled that for him. And I've got 1 at 3, or 1 at 6, which is the fighter. Uh-oh, and 1 at 7, which is the medium bomber. Hit, okay. And then he has the 1 shot at 3 when he return. Oh, and he does. Okay, so, well, I got lucky last turn. I don't think I lost anything in Nubia. So he is dead, but he, interesting. Yeah, so he holds on to Malta, but here's an interesting thing that I'm looking at that I hadn't thought about. If I were Panzer J, I might scramble out my, there's a battle here that he could scramble to now with that torpedo boat destroyer. So I'm going to have him scramble out because if I hit, the only thing I can hit is the sub. So there's no disadvantage to him scrambling. There's only an upside to Panzer J scrambling his torpedo boat destroyer. Oh, God, if I had thought of that, I would have done that attack first. No, I did it the right way because he could have scrambled. The only hope was for his airborne to miss. All right, so here's I've got 1 shot at 3 to get the sub. Yes. And he has 1 shot at 2 to kill my seaplane. Whew. Okay, well that wasn't well planned out, but I guess I got lucky that it could have gone worse. All right. Okay, I think the last thing is the battle in Cape Town. So I have 2 battleship bombardments at 4. Be nice if one of these hit. 2 12s. That's like Bruce rolling 2 1s. 4 at 2. Okay, well I got 1 hit. That's what I thought. I'd get 1 hit with all those bombardments. Nice when it averages out. So that means he's going to have 2 at 5. 2 defenders in the city at 5. And he has target selection, so he could... No, only against vehicles. I thought he could pick my Marine, but he can't. I've got 7 at 2, because there's no terrain there. 2, 4, 6, 7 at 2 with my infantry class units. And I got 2 hits. So he has 2 at 5. And these will be Marines. And both Marines are dead. Boys, last turn was great, and this turn just a debacle. Oh, boy. Okay, so Cape Town is worth 1. All right. Great Britain goes to 24, and Italy drops to 13. Goodness, that was... Boy, it's funny because on Midway, both defenders hit. On the attack the Japanese made into C-Zone... What C-Zone was this? P-36? Every single time the defenders rolled, they hit. And this turn, every single time the defenders rolled, they hit. Brutal. Okay, I think that's the end of this situation. Boy, I wish I had bought a Marine this turn. Okay, we did the non-combat movement. Up here in Scotland, I'll have 1 airborne infantry and 1 Marine will strategic rail move to southern England. From London, 1 medium armor will move to southern England. From C-Zone A23, there's a damaged battleship. It's just going to go in port. I'm going to repair it now while I'm thinking about it. So that battleship is in port in London. From London, the coastal defense ship and naval transport. Well, I guess the naval transport will leave port to A22 carrying a Marine. And I will strategic naval move to Gibraltar. So that Marine will go in port in Gibraltar, or go into Gibraltar, and the naval transport will go in port in Gibraltar. All right. From London, this coastal defense ship will leave port to A22, move to A21, and then go in port in southern England. From A23, the battle cruiser and 2 destroyers will move 1, 2 to A21 and then go in port in A21. So all these guys are in port. This battleship is in port, but it's in port in London. And he's repaired. It should be, I really should do that in the production or the place units phase, but I'm doing it now while I'm paranoid about forgetting. Let's get the import marker. God, it's fluky luck. I wouldn't mind if it evened. I guess it does even out over the turns, but that's smarts. Okay. Is there anything else up here in London? Nope. Okay, let's go down here to Gibraltar. I didn't show you on camera, but a Marine moved down to Gibraltar, and that naval transport went into port there in Gibraltar. Over here I guess I need to land some stuff. This air transport will land in Gibraltar. And the medium bomber is going to land in Lower Egypt. Hey, you know what? I got that wrong. I said the defenders hit on everything, but the naval transport, the torpedo boat destroyer there did miss me. So I could have lost a seaplane, so I should shut up. I did get lucky that one missed. Oh, this guy's an on map. It's just regular. All right. This coastal sub from C-Zone M8 will move over to M4. Join the French sub there. From C-Zone I5, I didn't move that heavy cruiser and destroyer. They're going to move through... is that right? Did I kill that at coastal sub? I can't remember if I... Did I might... Maybe I have to rewatch. Now I'm wondering if I messed up and I didn't kill that. But oh, even if I didn't kill it, it's submerged. So my heavy cruiser and destroyer can move through there and go to Gibraltar. So they'll join the rest of these ships here that are in port. Okay. And Calcutta, my last non-combat, is I'll move 10 infantry from Calcutta to southern India. Okay. Placement of units. Sydney, I will add 2 more militia here. So I have 3 militia in Sydney. Now I'll have 5 militia. All right, and then collect income. Anzac is at 5. I didn't save any, so I end the turn with 5. Let's place units in for FEC. I purchased a medium armor. It goes in Calcutta. I saved one with the FEC. So, let's see. FEC's at 9, so I end the turn with 10. Place units with Great Britain. All right, I have 2 MUMs, 2 militia upgrade militias. One of them will go in Lower Egypt, and the other will go in Malta. Plus, I'm putting my colonial infantry in Lower Egypt. So I'll go from 10 guys up to 12 guys in Lower Egypt. Oh wait, I wanted to do a move here that I didn't. I forgot to write down. All 5 ships here, my 3 light cruisers and 2 destroyers that are in C-Zone M2, they're going to go in port in Gibraltar. All right, so I'm leaving my carrier there in C-Zone M2 and my 2 submarines, but otherwise my British ships there are in Gibraltar. All right, I still have to place a couple more militia and a medium armor. Okay, so the 2 militia placements, one of them is going to go down in Sierra Leone. It's not worth anything. And the other is going to go in Transjordan. And then the medium armor, of course, will go in London. Then we'll collect income. Great Britain's at 24, plus 3 bonus income, 27. So I'll have 20, well, we'll see if I have 27 for next turn. Keep hoping I'll get that anti-submarine warfare. Start punching back, hitting some of these subs. Okay, that's the end of Great Britain or Commonwealth's turn. Now we'll start Free France's turn. Free France has 5 IPP to spend. They will purchase 1 Foreign Legion for 4 and save 1. Combat movement. I don't have any combat movement. Non-combat. From Lower Egypt, this destroyer will leave port to Sea Zone M8, and then it'll move down to I1. And then these 2 units will move to I1. The torpedo boat destroyer from Sea Zone I5, a torpedo boat destroyer and naval transport will move to Sea Zone I1. All right, and then from Cameroon, 2 infantry, 2 Foreign Legion, 2 anti-aircraft artillery will move in from Cameroon to Belgian Congo. Okay, place units. I'll put my Foreign Legion there in Cameroon. And I collect 5 IPP. I saved 1. So I will end the turn with 6 IPP in the bank. Okay. Let's do disposition of my forces. In northern England, 1 militia. In southern England, 3 militia, 1 airborne infantry, 1 marine, 1 medium armor, 1 anti-aircraft artillery, 1 French fighter, 1 British fighter. In port in southern England, a naval transport, a battle cruiser, a coastal defense ship, 2 destroyers, and a torpedo boat destroyer. In London, 3 militia, 1 marine, 1 medium armor, 1 anti-aircraft artillery, 1 fighter, 1 battleship in port. In Gibraltar, 1 militia, 2 American infantry, 1 British marine, 1 American marine, 1 American light armor, 1 American medium armor, 1 American artillery, 1 American medium bomber, 1 British air transport. In port there's an American battleship, 2 American destroyers, a British heavy cruiser, 2 British light cruisers, 1 Anzac light cruiser, 3 British destroyers, 1 British torpedo boat destroyer, 1 British transport. All of that is in port in Gibraltar. Now let me think about this. Yep, I think that is okay. Okay. Sorry about that delay. In Sea Zone M2, there's a British light carrier with a fighter, 2 submarines, 2 British submarines. There is an American fleet consisting of a fleet carrier, a fighter, a tactical bomber, a heavy cruiser, a light cruiser, a destroyer. In Sea Zone M4, a French sub and a British coastal sub. In Lower Egypt, 1 militia, 12 infantry, 3 anti-aircraft artillery, a seaplane, a French medium bomber, a British medium bomber, a fortification. In Transjordan, a militia. In Cyprus, a militia. In Cameroon, a militia and a Foreign Legion. In Belgian Congo, 2 French infantry, 1 British infantry, 2 Foreign Legion, 2 French anti-aircraft artillery. In Cape Town, 5 infantry. In South Africa, 1 infantry. In Sea Zone I1, there are 2 light carriers, 1 with a fighter, 1 with a tactical, 2 battleships, 4 heavy cruisers, 3 destroyers, British destroyers, 1 French destroyer, 1 French torpedo boat destroyer, 1 French naval transport, 1 Anzac naval transport, 3 British naval transports. In southern India, 10 FEC infantry. In Ceylon, a militia. In Calcutta, 3 militia, 1 medium armor, 2 FEC anti-aircraft artillery, 1 fighter. In Burma, 2 British infantry, 2 Anzac infantry, 7 Gurkhas, 1 FEC artillery, 2 Anzac artillery, 2 British anti-aircraft artillery. In C-Zone P-44, 1 submarine. In Sydney, 5 infantry, 5 militia, 1 motorized infantry, 1 anti-aircraft artillery. In New Zealand, North and South Island, 1 militia each. Next up is Panzer J with Italy, 11.7.